Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Brenda Cesar Conte. Please like, share, leave your comments, please, okay? And watch this video to the end. I have something very juicy that I'm keeping for you to hear at the end, okay? Good. What should I say? Africans, we have a problem. We have a very serious problem. We have a crisis, in fact. I don't know if it's an epidemic, pandemic. I don't know what to call it, but we have a crisis here. The crisis we have, we don't know ourselves. We have to go back to know ourselves. There is a saying that is one of the most powerful saying. It says that if you don't know where you're coming from, you will not know where you're going to. We don't know our history. We don't know why we are so divided. We don't know about ourselves. So we don't know how to come together. We don't know what is our problems, what is eating our society. You know what I mean? We have a serious problem. However, some of us, we have decided to talk, okay? The reason being, and sometimes when we talk, for instance, let me tell you something about myself. When we talk, some people will be telling us, why are you talking? We are like that. We are never going to change. Those pessimistic people, you understand? They always want to stop you from what you're doing. And I normally say to this kind of people, why are you talking like that? Okay? If people like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, you name them, Rosa Parks, so on and so forth, did not do anything about the situation they found themselves in, people like us would not be here. What would have happened to people like us? You understand? But they saw that it was wrong and they decided to go through a lot. Some of them were in prison many times, you understand? And they decided, even in this country, 19th something, I can't remember the exact date. That was when women started voting for the very first time. And oh my God, they went through a lot. They had to fight so that they will start voting, to have a voice in how their country is being ruled and being governed. So you see, there are certain times people need to talk. Let me tell you, people are saying there is God and you don't want to talk. Have you ever seen the face of God? Have you ever seen God come down? It is us. God has left it in our hands, okay? In our hands to make changes in our society. So I don't understand what God you are leaving it to and saying that you should not get involved. People should not get involved. We should just leave it to God. People. It is sad. It is sad in Africa. Anyway, I'm going to talk. My topic today is about something. I want to present it to you. In this country where we find ourselves, I'm in United Kingdom. I'm in England, to be precise. We have people all over Australia, Sweden, so on and so, America, so on and so forth. They are taking our children, okay? Now, the point is, everybody thinks that, yes, social services are doing well. They are rescuing these children from abusive homes. The moms, the dad, the guardians, they're abusing these children. So they are doing a massive, wonderful job. And the reason why a lot of people don't know about what is actually going on, because these things happen mainly in secret. For instance, when social services comes, they take you to the family court. They take you to a court known as the family court. The family court runs in secrecy. The reason being, they claim that the children are minor. They do not want to expose the identity of the children. Yet when they take some of these babies to adopt them, they put them in newspaper, yes. They put them with their faces there, advertising this baby for potential adopt people who are going to adopt them. So at that time, it's not they are not protecting the identity of the children then. But now they say they are protecting the identity of the children. And when you go there, in most cases, you are going to be gagged. That means you're going to be stopped from talking about your own children, your own kids. And so that is why a lot of people don't know. You only know what is happening if it comes to knocking at your door, which I pray it does not come knocking at your door. I pray for you that it does not come knocking at your door. Quite recently, I had an argument with a social worker. She was all about they have so much power. Let me tell you, parents, they seem to have a lot of power. There is no one above the law. The reason why they have a lot of power, in most cases, they operate in lies, deception. And they have the power being that it is the government, it's a whole local authority that is fighting against you. And of course, they have the money, the money coming mostly from you, your tax paying them, you understand? So they have like bottomless pit when it comes to money. However, under the Children's Act, and because they're taking you to the courts, the government pays for your own lawyer. The parents, normally, I'm talking now specifically about England. The parents, the courts pay, the government pay for you. You go to the court with a lawyer. But then there is a problem with the lawyer. It's like some of these lawyers, because they work as well for the local authority, they do not represent you well. In fact, most of the time, they are the ones who sell you to these people. Now, I always start by saying, I'm not an expert, okay? I know these things because I do voluntary jobs sometimes. Some while ago, I've seen a lot of horrible, horrifying stories. I read about it, you understand? I check YouTube, Google, whatever, and I read about it as well. And then I have the privilege of talking to families, talking to even social worker. I have friends, family who are social workers. Sometimes we do debate, even though, of course, they will not come on social media to talk. Some of them confess. I remember there was this guy who confessed before he died because he knew that what they were doing and what he had done in the past is not correct. Splitting up these homes. Not to say that there are some homes that need to be split, because in an instance when the child is in danger, maybe because the parents, some parents are just negligent, some of them because of alcohol intake, abuse, drug abuse, sometimes mental health, and sometimes so many other things. You need to safeguard those children. So of course there are some social workers who do well. Some of them, depending on the borough as well, where you live. In the United Kingdom, some borough do not look at stealing children, whereas you have some famous borough who are good at that, especially where you have black and minority ethnic group. You understand? They are very, very good at that. And when you look at it now, for instance, I'm coming to this now, when you have the black and minority group, why? In those cases, it's mainly the same black and minority ethnic group who would be social workers. And most of the time, they are not even competent. They cannot even write reports well. And secondly, I don't know if whereas they're doing their course, they teach them how to lie. They lie a lot. And they get away with it because in the family courts, they get away with it. If you go to the high court with that, that is why they don't like it going to the high court. They will fight not to go to the high court because they don't like it. They know that in the high court, if they lie, they might end up in prison and so on and so forth. The judge will not take it lightly. So what I'm saying here is when they are saying, oh, the moment social worker comes into your life and they are planting them in the schools, be careful. The schools have all sorts of deceptive ways where there are social workers who they are working there, like they will have units that say, oh, when the children are feeling unhappy, they will make it like that. They should come to this unit and open up to these teachers. And these teachers are snitches. A lot of you don't know that. And that is why you have to have a rapport with your child. Don't be too strict on your child or your children, especially when you live in the diaspora. Let them be free to talk to you. Sometimes even if they go there, they can still come home every day. Ask your child, how was your day? Encourage your children, talk to them so that they will tell you exactly, even if they do go and report that they are not happy. because sometimes these people, they want jobs, they want to be promoted, they would like draw information out of these children, even though they say they are not supposed to do that. They have all kind of cunning way of asking them, like, to know what is happening in the home. They do that, but people will say they don't do it. Well, it's your opinion. I know what I'm talking about. And for parents who know, will benefit from this. Sometimes when we are here, even if it's one person that benefits, we say, thank you, Jesus. You understand? We thank our God because we are not getting paid. It's a voluntary thing that we are doing. So we do thank God for that, okay? So those who are interested to take it, you will take it. And those who are interested, who are just here to criticize, and we are used to you people now. God is blessing us because of what we are doing, and that is what matters, okay? Now, when they come into your life, like I said, record. I am advising you. I'm not telling you not to cooperate as somebody misunderstood me and started talking rubbish, okay? Now, when they come into your life, remember, put the aerial up that they might end up taking your child or your kids, so they are not your friends, okay? Don't be too comfortable. A lot of people have lost their kids because of being too comfortable, because you will say to yourself, I'm innocent, what am I doing? Everything is fine, let me just cooperate with them. Not knowing that it will start from the flimsiest of excuse, and they will start building cases for you, and by the time you know it, you are in court, and it's very difficult when you get to court to defend yourself then. So prevent yourself from going to court. One way of doing it, whenever you have a meeting with them, ask them for it, because they don't like it. They don't like to give you the report. You will ask and ask, but it is your right. Thank God you are in a country where everybody have their right. They make it as if you don't have a right. It is a lie. You have a right to your data. Anywhere you go, somebody is writing information that is put in that computer. It is your right under the Data Protection Act to ask for that information. And it is also your right to read the information. And anywhere that it is wrong, to let them correct it. Demand it before it gets to court. Give them work. They are lying that they have all this enormous. They're not God. There is a God. It's only one God we have. Do you understand what I'm saying? Make sure you immediately ask. And when they refuse, most of the time they will refuse to give you, you go through their complaint procedure, because they do social services, yeah? And they do win. There are lawyers who are good at it. So let nobody lie to you. It is that is how they are. They are wired to lie. You understand? To bully. And so they would be telling you that I'm not here to represent, I'm not a social service worker. I'm not here to represent them. I'm here to represent parents who are losing their children. Good homes are getting split because of this incompetent, not all of them. I repeat, not all of them. Some of them even leave the job because of what they are seeing is happening. Some people, when you have a good heart, you have a good heart. You understand? So I'm here to protect you, the parents. Protect yourself. Ask for that information. That is the first thing you do. The second thing you do, somebody was saying, a social service, and say, scrub your house from up to that. Is that real? That is fake. It's a shame that you are promoting something like that. Why should somebody scrub? That is a false image that person is portraying, and you are telling the person, what about your house? Is your house sparkling clean? You know, these are always the bully people. Let me tell you, you have a right not to let them in your house. You can suggest things like, can I come to your office? And if they insist that they come to your house, make sure that there is somebody else in the house. You can do it. It's your house. You understand? And you can record, video it. There's telephone. Video it when they come. Because they will start lying. Something that is not happening, when they'll ask to go and see your fridge and everything, they can lie. I'm telling you, your fridge will be packed full. They have done it before. Cases are out there. You can read it yourself. They will go and open that fridge. And if they are after you, you know the demon that enters some people, they will lie that your fridge is empty. And what about sometimes, all of us, including them, sometimes your fridge will be barely empty. Maybe you are intending to go to the supermarket the next day. So what is the big deal about that? That they will take your child because they say your fridge is empty. They can take your child or your children from the flimsiest of excuse, let me tell you. And there are people who, you have these people, especially with us Africans, black people, we have that nonchalant attitude as long as it is not affecting us directly. We don't care. it is, it's not I've got my children, that is all I care about, because I'm a good parent. I am good. You understand what I'm saying? And when somebody comes and start talking about things like that, you start discrediting the people, and you have no idea, and because you don't want to have an idea. It is bad. And that is why we are suffering, and then we are shouting racism. How won't they be racist to you? Because you are racist to your fellow African. People are struggling. And the point I want to make here, okay, let me just go on what you do. And then secondly, when they write you, when they say, okay, you are going to court, because normally they have all kind of mischievous act. Maybe if you have to go to court tomorrow, this night is when they will write to you, and that is when. So by the time you know it, how do you find a lawyer? You understand? That is how they behave. But when you want to find a lawyer, if you are in a borough, don't find lawyers in that borough, because 9 out of 10 chances those lawyers are the same one working with the local authorities. Go and find lawyers outside London, outside your borough. They might represent you better than those ones in the borough, especially the ones on the list that they have given you. They are friends, they represent them, so they hardly ever fight for parents. Don't do that, okay? That's another thing you don't do. And right, even if they say, okay, we don't want you to record because you have a right, let me tell you, don't record in secrecy, because that one will not hold water in court. Make sure they know and they accept it. If they refuse it, write every damn thing there. So when you are asking for their own report, when it comes, you compare it with your own report and you fight it right there. Okay? Now, when you go to court, of course, you have to be calm. Don't, because the judge is looking at you like any other court. Dress well when you are going to court. As bad as it might seem, you will hear all sorts of lies about you. People coming together. Calm down. If you are a Christian or whoever you believe in God, be praying. Why is this happening? Yeah? Portray yourself good to the judge. You are there to defend yourself, make sure that the judge see you like a human being, the way they are going to because they are going to protect and project you like a demon, because they want your children, okay? So they're going to say all kind of thing about you, that you are aggressive, that you are rude, that you are not cooperating. That is their famous phrase. You are non-cooperating. How would you cooperate to somebody who lies like that? I don't get it. You understand? They will lie. So when you go in a very calm way, you present your case in a very calm way, okay? And also, before I finish, I don't want it to be too long. Once you are in court, like I said, you are there now to present yourself in a good way to the judge. So try and improve yourself, okay? You are there now. They have taken your children, okay? They will say they are taking it temporarily, but they are going to fight to keep your children in the care system, okay? Because it is towards the end I am going to talk about the secrecy and the deepness of this whole thing towards the end. So you keep following my videos, okay? Not today, another day. Now, what you can do, try to improve yourself. Don't say, oh, they are my children, I should not do anything. You are there now. It's like you have jumped into the water, you have to swim. How are you going to swim? How are you going to survive? Okay, try and do things to improve yourself. It is not like you're saying, oh, I am guilty. It is saying that I am ready to do whatever. I'm ready to get my children back. There is nobody who has finished learning how to be a parent. I'm just going to improve my parenting skill so that the judge will be satisfied that I've improved myself. I'm okay now. You understand? And for those of you who maybe they've added that you are on drugs, you have to go and do rehabilitation. And nowadays in London, the case should not be more than 6 months, and that is why a lot of them would not have been clean within that 6 months, and so that is why some of them, they genuinely lose their children as a result of that. Because if you have time to clean yourself, then you can go and tell the judge, because some countries they are different. I've gone to this rehabilitation center, but what you can do, all parents can do parenting classes, you understand? Don't ask them, don't need help from them anymore. If you can afford it, Friends can help you. You can do parenting classes that you can present to the judge that I have improved myself. Yes, not that I am guilty or anything, but there's always room for me to be a better parent. And try to present support mechanism, because one thing the judge will look at, especially for like people like if you're single parents or whatever, they will start to think that, oh, maybe the children, taking care of the children has got to you and it's too much for you. So try to present support mechanism if you belong to a church, but they don't like born again. I don't know why they don't like born again. So try to present yourself to them that you're a member of church, you have this support mechanism, family, friends. Present that one also in court, okay? And then you try once you're in court, or even before you go to court, you are going to be working with them, but you are going to be careful. Working with somebody and relaxing, like signing section 20, don't ever sign section 20. I say so, because section 20 is like signing the rights of your child. They will say it is compulsory. According to section 20, you have a right to take back your children, but once they get hold of your children, do you think they are going to give it back to you? They will run to court and say, and by that time they would have built a case for you, because the threshold, I don't want to be very technical, because the threshold to get how do they call it, emergency protection order is higher than when they have got hold of your children to get interim order. You understand? So it is always better, don't sign that section 20. Let them kill you. You're not signing your children away, because they are going to turn around and say, well, why did you sign? It's because you are guilty. These people are mischievous. I'll be coming more and more and be telling you about them. For those of you who want to listen, I'm not here to cry them down. I'm here to protect you parents, because they're stealing our children. And I'm going to end by saying, okay, if you say the parents are evil, why don't you let their family members? Let me tell you something. If you want because when family members take care of the children, they don't get paid. They don't make money. You understand? They can go, you will present it. It is your right to present your family member. They will go to the house and say the house is dirty. Family member's house. The grandma is old. When people were here as social workers saying, oh, you go to your grandma. It is a lie. If they want you in the system, they will go to each and every house and they will disqualify them. They will assess and say, oh, something is wrong. That is how they are. It is a fact, okay? So you have to know how to fight these people. I am going to end by saying, Black people, I'm not here to say that, oh, we have to leave these children until they RIP them. No. But a lot is going on. And if you don't know something, why don't you keep quiet or go and do research? And if you can't do research, why don't you let it pass? Why do you have to get involved? Let me tell you something. Some of you have children. You might say, my kids are old now. They are past. They are older now. They are adults now, past the age that social service will come. But you'll have grandkids. And even if they don't take your child, let me tell you something. There is something called retributive justice in this world. Some bad and evil that comes our way. It is because of these acts. Even talking when somebody is crying in pain. Do you know the pain? I've seen these parents, the way they are weeping. Some of them, they RIP themselves. They cannot take that pain. He's suffering. You understand? You know what it means to bring a child into this world, and you just be blabbing because it has not come knocking at your door. You have to stop it. It is not funny. You have to be careful. There is a God. So please, ladies and gentlemen, sign. I'm coming. I'll be coming with more information. How to get the best lawyers. What is happening in the system. How to shout. Make noise so that you have your child or your children back. You can't have them back. It is a lie. If you are not going to have them back, why do they take you to court? It is a lie. A big lie. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to like and leave your comments. I will answer. I will try to answer your questions. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Have a blessed day.